Why everything feels urgent at work, and how to finally escape it. Something strange happens in modern work. Everything feels urgent. Emails feel urgent. Messages feel urgent. Meetings feel urgent. Requests feel urgent. Small questions feel urgent. Notifications feel urgent. And because everything feels urgent, your entire day becomes reactive. You jump from one request to the next, trying to keep up, trying to prevent problems, trying to remove pressure as quickly as possible, trying to stay ahead of incoming demands. But real progress rarely happens, and stress slowly becomes normal, without you even noticing when it started. Days feel full, but not meaningful, busy, but not productive. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most work isn't actually urgent. It only feels urgent. And there's a big difference. Urgency today is often emotional, not real. Created by how work arrives, not by real deadlines. And once everything feels urgent, nothing feels manageable anymore. Your brain stays in constant alert mode, which slowly drains energy, even when tasks themselves are small. Think about how requests show up during a normal day. A message appears instantly. An email pops into your inbox. Someone walks to your desk. A notification appears on screen. A chat window lights up. A meeting invite suddenly blocks your calendar. The moment something appears, your brain interprets it as important, because it interrupts you. An interruption automatically feels urgent, even when the work itself isn't urgent at all. It simply arrived loudly. And loud things demand attention. So people respond immediately, trying to remove pressure, answer quickly, solve quickly, clear the inbox quickly, handle requests as fast as possible. Because quick action feels like control. It feels responsible. It feels efficient. But responding fast doesn't remove urgency. It trains others to expect instant action. And urgency multiplies until your day becomes filled with other people's priorities, and your own important work gets postponed again. Here's the shift most people never learn. Not everything that arrives deserves immediate action, and urgency needs to be checked before reacting. Otherwise, your attention gets hijacked all day, without you noticing, and exhaustion slowly builds. A practical technique helps immediately. When something arrives, pause for 10 seconds. Don't react automatically. Don't answer instantly. Just pause and ask one question. What actually happens if I don't do this now? Often the honest answer is nothing serious. It can wait an hour, or later today, or tomorrow, or until planned work is finished. And when you realize this, pressure drops instantly. Because urgency was never real, only perceived. This tiny pause breaks the urgency reflex and gives you control again. Instead of urgency controlling your day, you start choosing responses instead of reacting automatically. And work begins to feel calmer, even when workload stays exactly the same. And over time, something interesting happens. You notice that many interruptions disappear by themselves. Problems solve themselves. Requests change. Or people find answers without your involvement. Because many urgent requests are simply attempts to reduce someone else's uncertainty quickly. Not real emergencies. Here's a second practical system. Create 2 simple categories for incoming work. Real deadlines and perceived urgency. Real deadlines have consequences. Something actually breaks if ignored. A client delivery. A contract deadline. A financial decision. A commitment with real impact. Perceived urgency is just pressure created by arrival speed. Someone wants a quick answer. But nothing truly happens if you reply later. Once you separate these two, decisions become easier. And mental pressure drops quickly. Because most requests belong in the second category, not the first. Another useful habit that surprises many people. Delay small requests intentionally. Not to ignore people. Not to be unhelpful. But to process them in planned moments. Many urgent questions solve themselves before you even reply. Because situations change. Or people find answers elsewhere. Or the request turns out less important than expected. And your workload shrinks without extra effort. Simply because you stopped reacting instantly. And slowly, your workday changes. Interruptions still exist. But they no longer control your schedule. You choose when to respond. And what deserves attention first. And energy returns. Because your brain is no longer in constant reaction mode. AI can quietly help you too. By grouping requests. Highlighting real deadlines. Summarizing conversations later. Or sorting messages by importance. So urgency doesn't constantly interrupt attention. AI becomes a filter. Not another source of pressure. Helping separate signal from noise. And allowing attention to stay where progress happens. The goal isn't ignoring work. Or becoming unresponsive. It's responding at the right moment. So attention goes to meaningful progress. Instead of constant reaction. And days start feeling intentional again. Instead of chaotic. And once urgency stops dominating your day, another improvement appears. Many people realize their biggest problem isn't workload or urgency. It's decision fatigue. Too many small decisions all day long. Too many choices draining mental energy. And in the next video, we'll explore why decision fatigue makes work exhausting, and how to reduce decisions without losing control. And once decisions become simpler, work starts feeling lighter again.